standing in an ancient lava tunnel on a volcanic island. It's the perfect place to talk about grounding. We all heard about grounding and how important it is, but there are some misconceptions around it and also some confusion sometimes on what the best methods for grounding is. So, grounding is not just this energy connection that we make with the earth. Primarily, grounding means being present in the body. To what extent we are incarnated within the physical vehicle of the soul that we are. Secondly, grounding also means to what degree our energy field is actually connected to the earth. If we are not very well present in our body and our energy field is too high, we can try as many of the grounding techniques as we want. They're not going to be very efficient. So the first two aspects about grounding that we have to look at is whether we are sufficiently incarnated, present in our bodies, and whether our energy field is low enough. See, our energy field has the shape of an egg upside down, with the broader side above us and with the slightly narrower side at the bottom. When we are properly positioned within our own energy field, we are placed nicely in the middle, which means that there is as much space in front of us in our energy field as behind us. There is as much of our energy field to this side than to this side. And also, importantly, there is as much space above us as below us. So we are centered in our own cocoon. This is our personal energy field, and not only offers it an energy protection, it also provides grounding for us. And a lot of people these days, especially very sensitive people, their energy field tends to be a little bit high, which means that sometimes it just comes to our feet or even to our knees or even to here. So our energy field is kind of here at the bottom and then all the way there. So it's too high. So we have a lot of our energy up here and not enough down here. This is one of the main reasons why when you go to a big event with a lot of people, or you go even to a shopping mall or something, or to a busy street in a city, and you come home and you're tired, is because you've been absorbing so much of the dense energies that are in these places. You're walking through there and you're just like a vacuum cleaner. You're just absorbing all these energies as you're walking because you don't have protection down there, and your energy field is kind of here or here, and you're just sucking up all these energies. You're not grounded properly, and also you're not sufficiently protected with your energy field. So you have to bring your energy field down, not your frequency, not your vibration, your energy field. The cocoon has to come down. We need about this much, about a meter or something, of our energy field stuck in the earth. And that's the most natural grounding we can have. And if that's in place and we are sufficiently incarnated, present in our physical bodies, that's grounding. Then we have these techniques. And there are so many grounding techniques, and you can look them up online for free. I'm going to share 3 of them with you, and it's more like a test that you can feel the difference between them. But here is one important thing about these techniques. It's so important that you find the one that works for you. So many people hear these days, you're not grounded, you have to ground yourself more. And they try these techniques and they don't work. And it's because of this. There are so many souls present on earth at the moment that are just different. And their body systems, their energy fields operate in slightly different ways. So what works for most people, or what worked for most people in the past, doesn't necessarily mean like it's going to work for you, which means it's so important that you find the grounding technique that suits you, your unique energy system. And this might sound a little bit odd, but some people actually ground more easily through the connection from their origin, which is usually a different planet than here on Earth. I teach people sometimes to ground their energy field in the Pleiades or in Orion or Arcturus or something, because this is where they come from. And if they've never been on this planet, the energy of the Earth just feels a little bit odd for them. It doesn't mean that it's bad for them, but they just don't find it easy to ground here. And as soon as they consciously connect to their planet of origin and they actually ground their field there, they find that they can more easily come into presence and embodiment in their human physical bodies. So that might actually be the case for you. If you tried so many different techniques here, try to ground yourself there. And you might actually find it easier to land here and then do the grounding techniques. So I'm just going to share with you 3 grounding techniques that work in a completely different way. So remember, the first one is working with your aura. So bring your aura down, okay? This is not one of the 3 I'm going to share, but this is crucial. I'll quickly share with you how to bring your aura down. The energy tends to be elastic, and especially your energy field. So when you pull it down, if it's too high, and you bring it into the earth, it tends to come up again. Like you push it down, it's like almost like a buoy in the water. You push it down, you let it go, and it comes up again. And you can keep working to bring it down again and again. And at some point you will feel like, okay, this is how far my energy field is able or willing to go at the moment. Even though it's not deep enough, I'm gonna let it go for now. And then a few days later you do it again. And after a while it will come down. Now remember, when you're working with energy, like action follows thought. So what you think, what you intend, what you visualize is going to happen energetically. So just use your imagination. If your energy field is too high, how you bring it down, you can just imagine it, that it comes down into the earth. Or you can use some tricks. You can put an anchor on it down. So it not only comes down deeper, but it also stays down. You can put some weights on it. You can use your imagination, do whatever works for you. But if you can imagine it, if you can intend it, it's going to happen energetically. But you also have to feel into it. Like, is it actually working? There is a reason why your energy field is so high up. It doesn't mean that you just put one picture in your mind of your energy being perfectly positioned around you, that it's also going to happen that way. So it's a combination between using your mind and your consciousness to bring about these changes, but also perceiving what is happening. And then just being honest with yourself, like, okay, it worked a little bit, but not as well as it should, so I'm gonna do it again and again until it comes down. Now, these 3 techniques, I'm going to share them with you quite quickly. You can practice them afterwards. The first one is the one that we all heard about. It's the roots that are coming out of the soles of our feet and into the earth. Now, when you visualize these roots going down, bring them into the earth and then start to feel and start to see, what are they doing? Some roots with people, they go very deep and they're very strong. Others stay more on the surface, or they tend to be very thin roots. They can be a little fragile. they can look very healthy, they can feel really strong, and they can absorb a lot of earth energy from the planet and bring it into your body system and also help you to ground. Others don't pick up that much energy. The roots aren't very magnetic. Remember, these roots don't exist literally. This is a mental construct that we're making. This is a visualization. What does exist is a grounding system, an energy construct that is attached to the feet and the soles of the feet. So right here in the middle of the soles, we have chakras, one here and one on the other feet. And out of the chakras, you know, they reach, when we're standing or sitting, they reach into the earth. And that's what helps us to ground through our feet. But if we imagine these roots, that energy construct, which is the chakra, and then a whole structure of energy, it will simply adapt. It will work better, it will go deeper, it will become more efficient, it will absorb more earth energies and so forth. So bring those roots down into the earth and then feel, see, use your intuition, use your inner knowing. How do they look? If they don't go very deep, send them a little deeper. If they aren't looking very strong, make them stronger. If they're not very magnetic, if you feel like they're not really absorbing that much energy, change that. So that's one technique. The second technique is using a disc. So like you're standing on a disc. The difference with the roots is that the disc remains very superficial. It stays on very close beneath your feet, but you can make it really wide. And then you're standing on this disc. Some people feel it's unstable. It's almost as if they're on a surfboard. But some people actually find it very comforting, and they immediately come more into their bodies and go like, "Ooh, this is like, it's a little bit like this." You know, you're standing here and you've got this big, large disc underneath you, and they immediately go like, click. It's like, "Oh, this is good for me." That's the second technique. The third one is working with tubes of light, with energy rays, one out of the sole of each foot. And the difference is that with this technique is that you can send it very, very deep into the earth. They are quite narrow, but you can send them all the way to the center of the planet. And it has two functions. It helps you to ground, but also it absorbs very easily earth energy. This is the technique to practice when you're on an airplane. You can send it from kilometers up in the sky down to the earth, and it works really well. And if you're on the earth and you have your feet on the ground and you visualize these channels of light, these energy tubes, you can send them all the way down to the center of the planet where there is a lot of fire energy. And if you bring that up, it will energize your system. It's like recharging your battery in a super fast way. So you can try these three different techniques, and usually one of them works really well for you. And often a second one also, and then a third one a little bit less. But maybe they all work for you, or maybe none of them work for you, but just try them. And remember, it's not so much about how well you perform the exercise, but not only that you learn to work with these techniques, but also that you practice observing what you're doing, like learning about your energy system. If I use this technique, what do I feel in my body? What happens energetically? And so you can learn how to feel and know and see what is happening energetically with yourself and with your energy field. And then you can start to tweak it. And the better you get at it, the more precise you can work with your own energy field. And things that were difficult in the beginning will become more and more easy. And after a while, you can really, really get your grounding very, very solid and efficient.